It's the morning show with Kathryn Thomas on Dublin's Q102. Now, as parents, when you bring your baby home for the first time, it is an emotional roller coaster. I'm just having flashbacks already, even saying the words. Then imagine bringing two babas home and the changes of the house that come with that. But then imagine bringing three babies home at the same time. That has been the experience of new dads Ciaran and Brian, who have welcomed twin girls Mia and Lily and baby boy Rian into the world. 2 men and 3 little babies. Ciaran and Brian, welcome to the morning show. Great to see you.
Morning, Kathryn. How are you?
You are looking rested, I have to say.
We had a night nanny on last night, Clodagh.
Okay.
So
shout out to Clodagh. Yes. Where would we be without
7 hours of sleep?
Wow, okay,
Oh God,
okay.
Is needed.
Do you know what? My friends clubbed together when I brought Ellie home for the first time, and they got us 2 nights with a night nanny. And honestly, I still remember the feeling of 7 hours sleep, those sacred 7 hours sleep.
Yeah, I think once you've done the sort of mix of 6 hours each, and then you wake up the night, it's like jet lag for coming back from the States, and you're exhausted all day and into the next day.
What age are the babies now?
We've just gone over 7 weeks on Sunday.
7
weeks
on Sunday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, 3 little babas. How are you coping? Brian, coming to you first. How are they sleeping? How are they feeding? How are you doing?
We've two very different approaches. I try to organise and keep it all nearly a process. And then Ciaran walks in and goes, right, let's go. But no, look, it's all just organisation. And no sooner have you put down one child, you have to start with Mia and then Lily, then Rian, and then it's back to feeding time again. So it's just constant.
One of my best friends, Antonia, had twins when I was still out dancing in 37 Dawson Street. So I was late to the table in terms of having the babies,
myself.
like yourselves. And I just remember she had twins. And I just went, how are you even managing in terms of the buggies and the extra hands? So 3 babies at the one time. How are you coping with the logistics of cars? And
We have the Doonas for the cars, so 3 individual Doonas.
what are they now?
They're like a car seat that can turn into a buggy.
Oh,
so we've
right.
got the Doona X, which you can lie flat as well.
Okay.
So we have 2 isofixes and then 1 seatbelt. And you can take them out, and we have a clip for 2 Doonas if we need to do that.
Okay.
And then we've also got a double and a single.
Right.
And now we have actually tried out the slings for the first time during the week, which gives a little bit more freedom. You could actually walk. One person could walk
with
with
one,
a sling, and then 2.
you have your double buggy.
Yeah, so they're getting the walks. We're obviously conscious of the slings and being careful of all that as well, But look, I think it's very tough. I've had my own businesses. It's all my businesses and everything going on. And this is a new experience. It's something we've always wanted.
Yeah.
It's tough. We kill each other some nights. But we know we're going to get through it. It'll get easier, I think.
Oh, it gets easier. It gets
until
easier.
they're teenagers and start giving you
Then you
more
get the other
grief.
end of it. And Brian, so twins Mia and Lily, so they're twin girls, and then you've got baby Rian as well, so he's the boy. What are the personality types? Are you already seeing different personality types?
Definitely starting to come through there. Mia is the loud one. She turns over and she makes noise. And
Right.
she's really noisy sleeper.
She gets that from himself.
Probably.
Lily's probably the mastermind of the 3 of them. I'd say she'll be the one pulling the strings in the background. She's named after my own mother.
Oh, lovely.
And then Rian is definitely takes after Ciaran. He's really quiet.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I don't know about that. Yeah, no, he's very
quiet
placid, and he could sit there for 2 hours and look around. There's no noise
entertains
coming.
himself.
The thing is when one starts to wake the next one, and you've 3 screaming for food at the one time, and Brenna, our nanny, she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's known as the child whisperer. I seen her this morning holding 2 of them, feeding balls while I was feeding Rian, so she's been a lifesaver as well. But,
I love it. I love it. Where would we be?
Baby whisperer there.
Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, but where would we be without our childcare, And it's roping in friends and parents, and as you said, your mom and everybody. Because you guys have been on one hell of a journey. So can we go back to when you met and you're married? Have you always wanted a family?
But Brian probably more so. I've done all my things. I'm 53 now, so I am. I've gone on holidays, done all the great things in life, sold a business, and it was really in the last few years that, the child wanting to have a family, wanting to have a child. Myself and Brian got married last year, And it was just something that we had spoken about when we were together. Like, we're together 7 years, so we started a journey in 22, and we went to Cyprus. We had a son that was born in 23, but he was born premature, and he survived 3 days and then passed after 3 days. So his name was Connor.
Yeah.
And he's still part of our lives. He'll always be their big brother. But yeah, that was a tough journey. But we managed to get through that, and we weighed up different options again. We went on the Cyprus journey again, because Canada could have been up to 2 or 3 years. And being 53, I just kind of felt it's too much. I need to sort of progress things a bit sooner. So we did, and we were going to go to Buenos Aires, and then the laws changed over there, the new president, etc. So we had found out, found out all my embryos were boys, and Brian had boys and girls. So we decided to do a boy and a girl. And then we got a phone call in the middle of it saying, by the way, and normally when the phone call from the agency was some bad news, but she said, we've got different news, and you're now having twin girls and a boy.
And a boy. And so why did you go for the option of the 2 surrogates?
I suppose our experience with Connor had it rocked our world really and turned it upside down, but it definitely brought us together. And I suppose timing was a big issue. And after researching different regions, different countries, as I said, Ciaran said we went back to Cyprus, and we said time was of the essence here. So we bit the bullet and we said, you know what, we'll have our tandem surrogacies, planning having a boy and a girl. And we knew, I suppose, what we were getting into at that stage, that was going to be hard work. Then I suppose we were getting scans every 2 weeks, and we got to the 8-week scan, and they were very quiet on reporting back to me on my scan, and I was thinking there's something wrong here. But it was actually, as I said, there was 2 heartbeats.
Amazing.
So that
Connor looked after us.
Yeah, definitely.
And can I ask you about that, because as somebody who's experienced child loss myself, and then making the decision, trying to cope with that grief, and then making the decision to possibly go again. To be very careful how I say this now, because I get very upset even thinking back about it. But when you're getting ready to go again in your head, and then you make that decision, I just remember the absolute fear every single day, and that 8 weeks of waiting was the longest 8 weeks of our lives. Did you find that as well?
Yeah, I think, to be fair, we had to deal with getting Connor home from abroad, and then we had to go through the cremation. We had a burial abroad. We had to bring him back, go through cremation here, and we had to focus on him being part of our lives and in our garden and with us in the house, and was always going to be there. But I think as soon as we got word that the transfer had been successful for both of us, because Connor passed at 23 weeks, you were going all the way up to 30 weeks, checking every 4 weeks, is everything okay? And yeah, look, it's something we really wanted, but we never forgot what happened to Connor.
Of course. And
that's always at the back of your mind. And I'm sure, as Brian said, it was so heartbreaking for us. But as I was saying, for a mother that has carried a baby for a period of time, whether it's 12 weeks or whether it's 30, 36 weeks, 40 weeks, whatever, it must be even more difficult for her, because that attachment, where even though we only saw Connor for a day before he passed, for a mom it's even harder. So I said, it is difficult, but there's always people with much more difficult situations going on in their lives, and we just have to be lucky that we got to see Connor alive. And now, as a result, and we keep saying this, I know it's up there, he's our guardian angel, and he gave us 3 beautiful children, so we're really happy.
And staying with serendipity, the babies were born early. The twin girls were born early. Rian was born early. They were born on the same day, which was year anniversary as well.
Our first wedding anniversary.
First wedding anniversary. I mean, that is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Can I ask you about the surrogacy journey? Because I know the situation is changing here in Ireland. I know that there has been a huge concern over human trafficking as well, which obviously has to be managed and monitored. How did you find the experience, and what is it like for same-sex couples at the moment? What is the legal situation in Ireland?
Okay, so from a surrogacy perspective, I think everybody that's going through surrogacy, you know, wants to do the best. They want to make sure that their agency is the best, that they want to make sure the surrogates are being looked after. Nobody wants any human trafficking at all. And I think it's important for anyone doing that journey that they check and make sure their surrogates are being looked after, everything is legit, there's no...
And that is fundamental across the board, whether it's same-sex couples,
straight couples,
everybody. That is the very
essential.
essence of what needs to be.
And we went over early. We went 12 weeks early over to Cyprus to make sure our surrogates were being looked after and everything was in order, and we met them, they were happy. So we did all that in advance, and I think that's something that everybody should do that's going through the surrogacy journey, that can afford to do it as well, because obviously it's very expensive, but they should make sure that they're with the right agency. And you know, our solicitor Annette Hickey, she's amazing, and she can give advice to anyone out there that's doing surrogacy. She's brilliant at what she does. She's number one in Ireland, and you know, she won't put you down the wrong path.
Okay. And you guys then are, because you've had the two separate surrogates, you are legally recognised as the fathers of your children in Ireland.
Yes, and obviously we have to go through the process in the High Court of the surrogate relinquishing rights to the child. And then we're hoping that now the act has been enacted, we're hoping that the retrospective...
This is the Assisted Human Reproduction Act.
Yes.
Yeah.
That retrospectively we will be given guardianship. But going forward, even though it's been enacted, they haven't progressed it yet, and that's what the sort of LGBT community are calling out for. But there are a lot of conditions where they're looking to hopefully have a judicial review put in there in that act.
Okay.
So at the moment, you know, there's a whole load of different conditions required for LGBT, for men basically. They're looking to do surrogacy. But they're hoping that a judicial review will be added in there, because there's so many restrictions on it. Now, some are good, some are not so good. But you know, it's easier for a straight couple than it would be for a gay couple. And hopefully Jennifer McNeil will push forward with the legislation, but also bring a judicial review on it as well.
What has becoming a dad meant to you, Brian?
I thought I knew tiredness beforehand. Now I really know the meaning of the word. It's something I've always wanted. I'm the youngest of 5, and a family where I suppose there was always children in the household, whether it be my nieces and nephews after myself. But it's something I always wanted to do, was be a father. And when I think back and coming out all those years ago to my parents, and my mother's big worry was that I would be left alone or not have my own family to look after me. And myself and Ciaran have been able to overcome so many obstacles. We've been married, we've 3 perfect children, we've Connor looking after us. It's just unbelievable.
And when you think about yourself as a young boy before you came out, and now we live in Ireland where this is possible, I mean, we've come such a long way. Do you believe we have more to go, Ciaran?
Lots more to go, and we have to be careful that, you know, certain elements that's out there protesting right-wing stuff don't come in and start trying to change that as well. I think we are sympathetic, but I also think we're a progressive society, and we just need to be careful of that. Like, I mean, there was those, you know, institutions that were against the gay marriage. Gay marriage has had no impact on society. It's enabled, and from anyone that I know that's from the LGBT community that have children, they're so appreciative of it, that the care and the love they have shown. And even for us as our friends, our close group of friends who haven't been parents, like, they love the idea. Now, not all the time when the babies are screaming, but they've been so good with bringing meals and everything around, but they love being able to share that whole family environment with us as well, you know. So for us, it's great. I think as a parent, you realise it's not about you anymore. It's about them, and they're the priority. And whatever has to be done, it's about the 3 of them. And then we come after.
And that ain't gonna change.
That's never gonna change.
Listen, congratulations. It's a wonderful story, and a story of perseverance, but more than anything, it's a story of love. So
can I just say a little thank you to Ed McCluskey from Water Wipes, who sent us around a load of boxes the other day. He's a lifesaver with some of the punamis and everything going on. So big shout out to him, to Water Wipes.
We couldn't be without the Water Wipes. Love that.
Exactly.
Ciaran and Brian, thanks a mil for coming in and chatting to us this morning.